All right, so I've been asked by the people to make a video on how to convert free trial clients. And so this is going to take me a couple minutes to explain. So if you have a brain rot, monkey brain, go back to watching your TikTok videos eating your bananas. But for those of you that are intelligent, those of you that are not fucking gay, this will be some good content for y'all, okay? So the first thing, and this is actually before even converting, like how to convert your free trial clients, it comes down to literally two things. Two things, and that's it. But I'm going to go deep so you understand it, which is this. It comes down to one, expectations, and two, value. This is literally it. If you nail these two things, you can upsell every single free trial client you sign. Like, this is literally it. Now, there's bonuses, right? Like, some of the bonuses could be, right, your relationship with the clients, right? Maybe the results, etc. But really, the two main factors that take into account whether this person converts is expectations and value, right? You could even see like if they're qualified, right? Like that's another big thing is if they're not qualified, they're probably not going to buy. Making sure you're onboarding the right people. But once again, it's really just going to come back to these two things: expectations and value. So let me talk about this. Expectations. I see a lot of people do this wrong, right? They bring on a free trial client, right? This is the free trial. I imagine this is this guy's name is free trial, right? They bring them on board, right? And then they service them, yada, yada, yada. And after, let's just say, whatever the period was agreed upon, 14 days, they're like, hey, so do you want to pay? And the client's like, I don't know, right? Now, why do they say no? Well, it's because you signed them on with no expectations. You didn't tell them what to expect. You said, hey, I'll work for you for free. And the person's like, great, I'll have you work for you for free because I don't see any value in you yet. So sure, right? But the problem is you've set no expectation for what's going to happen. And so if you actually want to convert people, you have to set the right expectation. You have to tell them, hey, I'm working for free because. And if you don't say because, people will just think you're retarded. And so therefore, they'll just like take you on out of pity. So you have to say you're working for free because. So understand why. After you do that, you have to set the expectations. I'll show you exactly how to do this. So back actually when I ran free trials for an offer I was doing, what I did is I would bring people on and say, hey, it's free for the first 7 days and I'm going to get you this result. Okay. After that, it's going to cost this much. Okay. Let me ask you, in 7 days, is that cool for you to pay this? Yes or no? And so like I'm literally asking them straight up. Now granted, I would say, I know you haven't seen value. We're going to get this result. If you see that, is that cool? Yes or no? And if they say no, I'm not going to take them on. But if they say yes, I'm now setting the expectation that within this time frame, they are going to pay me the amount that I've requested, right? Another way you can do this is, hey, right, what result would you have to see in order for you to pay me? And so my offer is I'll work for you for free for 14 days, right, and get you 10 appointments. And so let me ask you personally, what result would you want to see before we work together on my paid plan, which is, let's just say, 5K one time plus 10% commission, right? What would you have to see? And to figure out the client, yeah, I would have to close one client. It's like, cool. So I'll work for free until we close that client. When you close that client, we'll work together on a pay basis and I can do more for you. Does that sound cool? Yes. So once again, I'm setting the expectation that they know that after I'm done working with them for free, it's going to become paid. Because I don't want people to just be like caught out of the blue like, hey man, it's been 14 days. Do you want to pay me now? It's like, wait, what? We never talked about that. I want to come out the gate letting them know, right? Because once again, when you're working for free, you have all the power. You have all the tokens. You have all the negotiating because you're the one giving your time, your energy, your resources. And so you're the one that can negotiate a bit, right? And so therefore you never want to go into a contract and agreement, even just work with the clients when they don't understand what's going to happen after. So if I ever work for free, I'm going to make it very clear, hey man, I'm going to work for free for 14 days, then it's going to cost $1,000 a month. Is that cool with you? Yes. Okay, awesome. So after the 14 days, I'll send you, as long as you're happy, which you will because you're working with me, I'll send you an invoice for the $1,000. Is that cool? Yes? Amazing. Right? And you could even take their card on file if you really want to. Yeah. Now, the second part to the expectation setting is the results. You have to make it very clear what's going to happen results side of things. So, for example, let's say you know that your niche is real estate and there's a really slow buying cycle. You could be like, hey, man, in these first 14 days, here's what you can expect. Once again, setting expectations. You can expect that, day one, we're going to launch, right? Day two, you're going to start to get some engagement. Day 3, you're going to get your first lead, right? Day 4, you're going to start to get some traction. Day 5, you're going to get your first booking, right? And then day 7, you'll probably have your first like whatever the fuck. This isn't even real estate anymore. I'm just making this shit up, right? But your first consultation, right? Whatever the case is, right? So that means you're not going to make money in the first 7 days because that would be impossible. I'd be lying to you, right? But the point of the 7 days isn't for you to become a millionaire. It's for you to see how the system works so you can know we're legit, okay? So I want you to know this, right? But after the 7 days, right, we charge, $1,000 per month. Is that cool with you? Yes. Okay, so just to make it clear, in the first 7 days, you're not going to make $1 million. After we work together for a month, you will, right? But I'm just setting expectations of the results so they understand, like, hey, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. Once again, I want to set the right expectations when I do go to pitch them after the X amount of days, whatever the case is, the result, whatever, they understand what's coming. Now, the second part to converting free trials is just the value, right? Very simple. The more value you give someone, the higher likelihood that they will be to convert. It's this simple. And so value doesn't just come in the form of results. People usually only think of like, like if I get them results, they'll convert. Not necessarily true. I've seen people plenty of times get great results and still not have their free trials convert, right? For a variety of reasons. But value can come in many forms. Right? Even like your relationship can be of value to the prospect, right? What extra additional value do you provide them outside of the results? Do you make their life, easier, right? Were they happy working with you? These are all things to consider, right? The whole goal is to make the experience as good as possible. And the better you make the experience, which once again, isn't just results. Results are a good part of it, but isn't just results, right? It's the results. How much easier did they make their life? How happy were they working with you, right? How convicted are they that this is going to continue working? All these things play a factor into how much value they received, right? And this is a really big one, write this down. How big of a problem did you solve, right? Like, let's say if you run ads and your client was running ads, right? And then you came in and ran ads for them, right? And let's say you got them a little bit better result. Do you think that, you didn't really solve a problem? They're running ads, sure you did a little bit better, but did you really solve that big of a problem for the client? The client's thinking like, damn, I'm about to pay this guy $1,000 per month, let's just say, for example, right, $1,000 per month to do the thing I was already doing, and he's barely going to make me any more money. That doesn't really solve a problem. And so in these first, 5, 7, 14, 30 days, you want to solve problems. You want to make their life easier. You want to make them happier. You want to make them think this: wow, I cannot live without him. If you can get your client thinking this on the free trial, dude, everyone will buy. You want them to think this: fuck, I can't live without this guy, right? So you want to take as much, do as much as you can to make them think, holy fuck, if this guy leaves, my business is going to shut down. I need this guy. Because if they think, holy shit, this guy's solving problems for me, dude, everyone's going to buy. Right? Everyone's going to buy. So don't just focus on results. Don't just focus on making life easier. Don't just focus on the relationship. Right? Don't just focus on if they're qualified. Focus on this. What problems are you solving for them? What are you doing that makes them think, wow, I cannot live without him? Because if you can think to yourself, what could I do that can make people think this and answer this question, say yes to this question, you will convert everyone. Right? For example, imagine if you worked, this is just gonna be outrageous, but imagine if you worked people, imagine if you're a hospital, okay? You're a big hospital. Let's just pretend this is hospital, right? And someone comes in and is like, I can't breathe, right? And you're like, hey, take this free trial of this oxygen, right? They're like, oh, right, oxygen. I don't even think that. Let's just, whatever, oxygen, okay? You give them a free trial of oxygen. They're like, oh my goodness, I can breathe again. You're like, amazing. You can use this for free for 7 days, right? For 7 days. Then you got to pay us 10 grand. They would be like, what the fuck? But at the end of the 7 days, they're like, damn, I can't live without this thing. Therefore, I need to buy. And so I know this sounds crazy, but this is an analogy to make you understand. Is if you can make somebody come reliant on you, no matter what the price is, they will buy. So just solve a problem so big that they couldn't imagine living without you, right? Simple as this. Just make that free trial solve such a big problem that they couldn't imagine living without you. And that is how you can convert free trials into paid clients so you can make more money by signing people on for free.